Welcome to Grandfather Mountain. To begin our audio tour, take a look to your left. You'll see McCrae Meadows, the Grandfather Mountain Highland Games track and competition area for the gathering of Scottish clans held every July. We believe that Grandfather Mountain is one of the most wonder-filled places in the Southeast. Hidden among the trees and rocks, you can find an amazing diversity of wildlife that's like nowhere else on Earth. On your way up, this CD will guide you to the mountain's natural wonders and beautiful views. Soon, on the left, you'll be approaching Half Moon Overlook, which is ringed with hundreds of native azaleas and rhododendron. In May, the endangered pink shell azalea is in bloom. Native only to northwest North Carolina, Grandfather has the world's largest natural population of pink shell azaleas. In June, this overlook bursts out with lavender pink blossoms of the Catawba rhododendron. Looking up, you'll see two peaks. The one closer to you is called Linville Peak. The other is simply called Second Peak. The parking area at the summit lies between these two peaks. Your first stop is the picnic area just past Half Moon Overlook. Here you can find picnic tables, grills, restrooms, a walking trail, and a woodcarver shop. Track 3, on the way to Sphinx and Split Rocks. You're now headed towards Sphinx and Split Rocks, giant boulders that mark the middle portion of Grandfather Mountain. You'll notice the two massive boulders up the hill on the right, two curves above the picnic area. Drive carefully as wild deer sometimes frequent this area. You may already be noticing a temperature change. By the time you reach the top of the mountain, the climate will feel like that of Newfoundland, Canada. This drastic climate change is one thing that sets Grandfather apart. In fact, you can find 16 separate natural communities that vary by altitude, weather, forest, and topography. As one of the most biologically diverse regions on Earth, the mountain supports 73 rare and endangered species. The naturalists are particularly knowledgeable about the wonders you'll see here. To learn more, you can attend free programs in the summer or head out on a guided nature hike. Just stop in at the Nature Museum later on for more information. To learn about the mountain's geography or stop and admire Sphinx and Split Rocks, pull over at the next parking area and listen to Track 4. Otherwise, begin Track 5 as you pass them. Track 5, on the way to the Nature Museum. Soon, you'll arrive at the Nature Museum parking area. Here you can learn about the mountain's amazing inhabitants through exhibits and free films, or watch live animals in their natural habitats. Turn right and park to visit the Nature Museum, which is home to Mildred's Grill, restrooms, a gift shop, theater, and a natural history exhibit gallery with a NASA-sponsored climate and weather exhibit. This is also the place to park for the picnic shelter, animal habitats, and fudge shop. When you park, listen to Track 6. If you prefer to continue up the mountain, skip to Track 7. Track 7, Cliffside. You're now headed toward the upper parts of Grandfather Mountain. In fact, the next overlook on your left, Cliffside, used to be the end of the road up the mountain until the swinging bridge was built in 1952. Before the road, visitors would hitch up their horses and hike the rest of the way to Linville Peak's summit, where the mile-high swinging bridge is now. The panoramic views from Cliffside certainly are spectacular. And for this reason, many visitors prefer the picnic area there to any other on the mountain. On a clear day from Cliffside, you can gaze far across the Blue Ridge Mountains and into the rest of the Appalachians. Mount Mitchell, the highest peak east of the Mississippi, is visible to the southwest. The knoll across the valley with the television tower on top is Grandmother Mountain, a smaller companion to Grandfather. Our next stop is the Black Rock parking area, where we'll talk about walking and hiking on Grandfather Mountain. If you'd like to stop there, go to track 8 once you've parked. Otherwise, start track 9 as you're passing by. Track 9, Hairpin Curves to Top. As we complete the drive to the mountain summit, you'll notice your road consists mostly of hairpin curves. These curves have been featured in a number of car commercials. You've probably seen them before. What's more, they're the finish line for a couple of running and bicycle races each year. Back in the 50s and 60s, sports cars zoomed their way up in an annual hill climb. You're approaching the end of the road to the mile-high swinging bridge. Here you'll find the top shop with restrooms, a gift shop, and elevator access to the bridge. The upper end of the bridge trail, which leads back down the mountain to Black Rock parking area, is located to the right of the outside steps going up to the swinging bridge. Of course, the main attraction up here is the bridge, but there's also more to see. The top shop itself is an impressive example of modern convenience meeting the raw elements. Built to withstand hurricane-force winds and driving rain, and faced with stones that were recycled from the original top shop built in 1961, today's top shop is efficiently powered to make the best use of natural resources. It also holds an elevator, so that all visitors have the opportunity to take in the remarkable panoramic vistas found here. We'd like to remind you that Grandfather is the most rugged mountain in Eastern America, and we ask you to be careful. Please keep a close watch on children and do not walk out onto the cliffs in slick-soled shoes. Go on to track 10 for interesting facts about the mile-high swinging bridge.